Hello and welcome to Diksha Karnataka YouTube channel. So your FA-1 exams are obviously coming and you are wondering, sir, what questions to study and from where to study. So basically I am going to give you the fixed questions for the chapter electric charges and fields, and remaining chapters will also be given to you very soon. So don't worry. But if you are looking for the answers to these questions, for that you have to join our live session. That is tomorrow, Tuesday and Saturday. Both days I will be there live discussing all sorts of questions for all chapters, right? So basically today we are starting with electric charges and fields for fixed question. So if you want to do self study, sir, I don't want to study from you, just tell me the questions. Then here are the questions. So basically first question, state and explain Gauss's law in electrostatics. Super duper important question. This can be asked as a 2-marker question. This can be asked as a 3-marker questions as well, where you have to write down the explanation as well. And this can be asked as a 1-marker question as before a derivation as well. So all sorts of possibility is there for this question. This is one of the most important question. Write Coulomb's law in vector form. Another superhero question. This is also super duper important. Explain the terms. Then it can also be asked, state and explain Coulomb's law. Simple generic state and explain Coulomb's law, or state explain Coulomb's law in vector form. Both questions are important. The answers are slightly different than each other. Obviously Coulomb's law remains same, but vector form, the diagram, you have to draw the diagram for the question when it is asked in the vector form. And as I mentioned, if you really want to know all the answers, join me in the live on Tuesday. Okay. Sketch the electric lines of force due to point charge of Q if Q is less than 0, Q is greater than 0. So these are basically the question where it is basically you have to draw the electric field lines for a positive charge, for a negative charge. Very occasionally they might also add a dipole as well, or 2 positive charges as well. So this is also somewhat important question. Define electric dipole moment, mention its SI unit. This is also a super important question, especially for your FA-1 exam. Now the expression for torque and an electric dipole, this is a 3-marker derivation. So this also important for your FA-1 question. Properties of charges, 3 properties, 2 properties. This can be asked as a 2-marker as well as a 3-marker question. 2 properties, 2 markers, 3 properties, 3 markers. There you have to write all 3 properties, right? Charges are scalar in nature or additive in nature. Charges are conserved for an isolated system. Charges are quantized. So all the 3 properties that you have to write and explain briefly. Again, standard writing, how to write it, I will again explain. Come in the live, join me, right? Properties of charges, properties of electric field lines, another super important. Again, it can be asked as a 2-marker as well as a 3-marker questions. So these are all the super duper important questions. Apart from that, I recommend one more question, that is that came in the previous year's pre-board exam, never came in the final, but it was asked in the pre-board paper by the district. So that can also be added, that is what are the limitations of Coulomb's law. That can also be added in this question. Limitation, there are 2 limitations. Just find it. The answers are there in your NCERT textbook. So that's why if you really want to study self without any help, then you can find the answers in your NCERT textbook. But if you really want exactly how to write the answers, join me in the live class. 5-marker question. So there is a chance that there will be a 5-marker derivation from this chapter, or a 5-marker numerical. Either a derivation or a numerical will come from this chapter, that is for sure. Now what are all the 5-marker derivations? Electric field due to a dipole on the axis and equatorial plane. Electric field due to a charged straight long wire. Electric field outside a charged spherical shell. So these are the 3 important derivations. Okay, electric field due to a charged straight long wire came last year, but for FA-1 you cannot predict which derivation will come. So all the derivations you have to practice, right? Electric field due to a dipole on its axis, on equatorial plane, both derivations. Line charge as well as spherical shell. All three derivations are important, but if spherical shell is being asked, generally it comes with Gauss's law as a first question. Second part is generally the spherical shell, because spherical shell is slightly easier, right? Now, if you are looking to study for both your PUC as well as KCET preparation together, then our batch Pariksha Veera is already live, and you can take admission by clicking on the link given in the description section of this video. The batch price is only 3499, as well as what you will get full second PUC coverage, KCET readiness by 110 plus hours of teaching, 20 plus tests per subject, that includes part test as well as full length test, teacher notes, assignments, unlimited daily practice paper generator that will be provided to you. You will also get the Wave app, latest version of the Wave app, which is award winning online teaching platform developed by Vedantu. So that will also, we were teaching only on Wave platform, right? So everything is only priced for 3499. If you are someone who is lagging behind, who lacks discipline, and you are thinking I will prepare for both PUC as well as KCET, then definitely click on the link in the description and join the batch today itself. Right now, that's not over. If you are planning for a self study, which concepts to study, from where to study from NCERT textbook, that also I am going to tell you. Nobody tells you, but I am going to tell you about that as well. So concept wise, Coulomb's law is the superhero concept. 2 marker, 3 marker questions generally comes from here. Properties of charges, properties of electric field lines, electric dipole, torque on an electric dipole. These are all important concepts from your textbook. Also Gauss's law. So these are the important concept. 2 marker, 3 marker questions are being asked on this concept section. Now in the numerical section, as I mentioned, from this chapter, you are expecting to get a numerical, either a numerical or a derivation. One of them will be coming from this chapter. Rarely both of them will come because there are 3 chapters. So 2.5 chapter you might say. So 3.5 chapters. Sorry, 3.5 chapters. So either a numerical or a derivation. Generally, that is the board pattern that is also followed for FA1 for most of this part. So electric field due to 2 or more charges, you can find these kind of questions in your NCERT exercise. Next, force on a point charge in an electric field, that is also important. Electric field due to a charged plate based simple solvable numerical, small numerical, that can also be asked. The derivation is not there, not important, but the numerical, in terms of numerical, if you remember the formula, you can be asked a simple 2 marker question, 2 or 3 marker numerical question. Derivation, electric field due to a dipole, axial position and equatorial plane, electric field due to a long straight wire, and electric field due to a spherical shell. As I mentioned, generally it accompanies with Gauss's law as a part, or maybe inside and outside both are being asked. Inside electric field is 0, so you don't have to think too much about it. Now I am going to give you a demonstration. If you really don't want to invest in Pariksha Veera, how can you study without paying a single rupee? So that is our all-in-one page where you can study from us in our YouTube batch itself, but in a more structured way. So if you visit any of our videos, if you scroll down, you will see that there is a long descriptions written over here. Once you click on this more button, here you will get join the free KCET 2027 course. Click on this link and you will be redirected to our course page. And you don't worry, here you don't have to pay anything. You just scroll down, okay, and you just click here buy now, and you will be shown over here 0 rupees. You don't need to pay anything over here. And once you click on this buy now, you enter your mobile number and register yourself. Once you are registered, you will be taken inside the app and you will get all the lectures that has been already conducted in our YouTube session. That will be available there. You can ask questions, the AI, you can ask the questions that will be also be answered. Also there are a lot of other facilities, or also one very important part is that some FA1 assignments will also be given to you for your practice. So do join the AIO page, the all-in-one page as soon as possible. Here you will get access to all the YouTube content that is already there, but sometimes what happens, you lose because there are a lot of videos are coming, a lot of strategies are coming, etc., etc. You might get lost in the in this thing, and you might not be able to find where I have to study. So that's why this arrangement has been made for all of you exclusively. You can click here, all the lectures which are already there in our YouTube channel will be given subject wise. You can check any one of one subject or all subjects as you wish. Also there will be a lot of free other materials as well, so do join here. The link is given in the description section as well again, and click on the link, click on the buy now, which is a 0 rupee. You don't have to pay anything, you just just enter your mobile number, go inside and explore what else you can get from there, right? I'll be back with more chapters as well as the live session tomorrow, so I will see you in the live. Till then, bye.